Hello everyone. Thank you again for watching my videos. This is my second video for the new Dwarven Forge Castle Kickstarter. This time I wanted to look specifically at the stretch goal items of the pins, flags, and the new clip for the arrow slit covers and the hanging banners, just to show you what they look like in actual action, just to give you a better idea. Now, as I said in my previous video, if you saw that, from the LED floors, we have the fountain, and the fountain has a number of holes that they will support these various items. So I just want to show you what that looks like very quickly. The first one is the gargoyle. Okay, very nice, very beautiful. The pin is very, very small, and as you can see, it does fit in quite nicely to sit on top of your fountain. The top is very, very tight, which is very good and very nice to have. But it'll also fit on the floor sections, as you can see, the smaller sections. So you can have a nice little around the back way. Now, just to make things a little bit quicker, we also have the griffin. A lot of nice details here, which has the exact same pin that will fit quite easily in the respective holes. So they did a very good job with the size of these new pins and how they sit on the pieces. As you can see, fits in quite nicely, and it stays in there quite well, which is very nice. The blade is very nice. Now, unlike the previous two pieces, its tip is just made out of dwarvenite, the same material, complete one piece. And again, very good fit. No problems there. Which then brings us to the flags. You have your waving flag, again, dwarvenite, which will fit quite easily. It's a nice snug fit here, as well as the other flag. And again, very good details, very nice, and made out of dwarvenite, which will fit quite nicely in place. So you can have your fountain completely decorated the way you want. This is a very nice way to do things, and it's a very convenient way to do it. All right. So that goes with, there's holes also on battlements, as well as the high crenellations corners. So there's plenty of places to decorate your castles and locations in a variety of different ways. Okay, now what I want to show you are the hanging banners. Okay, first off, let's look at the construction of them. This is the basic arrow slit cover that comes with your stretch goals. I did not buy any of the themes, but I'm assuming that other than the design of the piece, it pretty much works the same. This is a nice little metal clip, and with the wall, the standing wall of the arrow clip, you have your gap, and it just sits right in there, and it's a decent fit. You know, go straight in. This is what it would look like from the back side. This is what it looks like from the front. So it covers it quite nicely, and it's a nice piece. It doesn't really move around, which is very, very good. When you have the hanging flag, it's pretty much the same format. There's just an extra clip here to keep it in place, but it fits right over as well. Okay, now I'm doing it over an arrow clip, an arrow slot, so you can see that there's just a little bit of rubbing here, but it does fit on there. Yes, I have to spread it out, and there's a little bit of give there, so it's not that bad of a problem. And the same with the crescent design. Fits into the slot and straight down. Now it'll cover up your arrow slot. So if you want to cover up any of your arrow slots with this, it actually works quite well. You know, people won't know that there's an arrow slot here. So if you want to kind of surprise your players, it works out. However, there is one problem that I've learned. As you can see, I have the banner listed on here, which is very nice. But before I show you this one, let's go back, and I want to show the other two. And for this purpose, I have the 12-inch wall, so that we can get a look with the arrow slit cover and one without. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 different slots to use. So let's just make things kind of simple. We'll put our arrow slit one on here. There we go. We'll take our overhang and we'll stick that one here. There we go. Just so that you can get a nice, good view of it. And it looks very nice. It looks very nice on the wall. And the last but not least, the cover. For this one, I'm going to put here just to make things a little bit interesting. Nice and simple. And they all fit on here quite nicely. They cover their specific location. But here is the problem. When you are using the platform on top of the wall, there becomes a problem. That problem is located with this banner. Okay, as you can see, this banner is kind of wide, much wider than either of the other two types. So when you are clipping on your wall, you run into a problem. The spacing between the edge of the clips of the platform and the size of the banner does not fit. The other two, no problems. Looks beautiful, looks wonderful. But this one, however, does not. So let's take a look at this up close on a single wall. Yes, this will work out quite nice for the moment. On there by itself, and without the covering, no problems. But even if you have a single wall cover platform, it just does not fit. It does not fit. You know, it's a very sad point that this width is just way too big. It just won't sit on there properly. So if you're looking for perfection, you're not going to really find it by doing this. Yes, you can kind of offset it, but it's not going to sit very well on there. getting it even is going to be a pain. Now, if you're not using your platforms, no problems. Looks great. Wonderful. But that is something to be aware of when dealing with these. Now, one of the main things that they wanted to point out was that these clips will work with any standard CBS pieces or with the original KS1 size pieces. Well, let's just kind of show that off. Here are the pieces from the new Stone Builders Advanced set, the 2x4 line, and a archway, because I just wanted to see what it would look like if we were to take one of these banners to cover up the wall. Now, it fits on there quite nicely. Unfortunately, it doesn't cover up the complete archway, so there is a view between, but it's still nice. But as you can see, it is quite moving. If you take your wall off, it does fit on there quite nicely, but there is a lot of give to it. All right, because there is no slot here to hold it in place, and that works with all of them as well. This one seems to fit a little bit better. Height-wise, it'll go all the way down, so you're going to want to have these up on a second floor level, not on the first floor, because it's not going to reach all the way. Okay, so there is a overhang. Okay, and that fits much better for its, because of the grip, I guess. Then we have the last one, and again, it sits on there quite nicely. So it looks very good, and yes, they work well with the CBS style pieces. So you can go ahead, clip that on there on the wall, and have it off of your building to show like a shop or so forth. Maybe you want to have a secret door. This is the new miniature door that comes with the Stone Builder set, and yes, it fits right over it, and you can actually hide your door, which is, wow, that's something that's very nice to do. So if you have a special build that you want to kind of have a secret door hidden, you can use this banner in front of the door. Now, of course, please keep in mind that this is the smaller style door. It's a little bit smaller, I believe, than the original CBS size, and I'd have to try that with a different piece just to check, and I don't have one in hand at the moment, so hopefully it'll fit. Okay, KS1. This is a KS1 that I painted myself, and again, right on top. On the back side, looks very good. There's just enough leeway that it's not going to be touching the floor of the table, so it looks very nice. Fits quite nice. It is loose, but that is something to be aware of. It doesn't work as well this side with the floor side because it is a little bit too long. Doesn't sit. Let's see how much, if I can kind of show you that. Yeah, you can see how it doesn't really sit flush. Now this is with the banner, and here's with the Aeroslate cover. This Aeroslate cover goes a little bit too far. So again, if you're looking for something to do this with KS1, you're going to want to go ahead and have it on the second floor, and probably not using the floor piece. On the other side, it won't even fit. It's too long. Okay, so you can't use this piece with the floor side. You have to use it from the opposite end, and probably the second floor aspect would be a much better fit for it. As you can see, it overhangs slightly to the next piece. The last piece is our hanging banner, and I expect it to be the same. It's got a nice stronger feel. It goes pretty much to the edge, so you've got a good usage. But I'm assuming that, again, yeah, it's too long. It's too long for the height of the wall, so it's not going to work on the floor side. So that is something to keep in mind when dealing with these banners and you want to use them with other builds. Taking it off the wall, and let's see the archway in the modular wall piece. Okay, so you have your nice little modular wall. Yeah, and it fits, very well. The modular wall, yes, there's a lot of give here. So it's not a very perfect fit, as you can see. But that's okay. It's made to come in and out quite easily, and that's fine. I have no problems with that. The back side, something that you probably didn't know if you didn't know already, there's a nice little clip here so that you can always know if you have it flush or not, because it'll sit right on top. So it makes it nice and easy to differentiate the side if you've got the wall on. I have noticed that the magnets, depending on what side you have it on, it's sometimes stronger than the other, and it slides quite a bit, but that's still not too much of a problem. Taking a regular wall and in place, and again, different sizes, it's a little bit big, but that's okay. But with a regular wall in, you can see that it fits just quite nicely. Now, what you've probably noticed is that the wall is black, very dark, while the new Dwarven G is a very light color, and it's very easy to see the difference here. What I'm assuming is that the original walls from the Advanced Builder set, Stone Advanced Builder set, was made from the original coloring of Dwarvenite. So it's basically the same wall from the CD Builder style. But the Dwarvenite G was made with a lighter color. So if you're playing with this unpainted completely, you're going to notice a very major difference to the different types. Of course, if you're going to paint them yourself, you can probably do a lot to change that up. The archway, which is one of the newer pieces, has a closer color to the new material. So they're pretty much very similar, but it's contrasts quite massively versus the original Dwarvenite coloring. So if you've paid attention to any of the web pages, you would know that. But that gives you an idea of how these new accessories interact with each other. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. All right.